It's a fucking curse and a blessing.
What?
You know, the high XP rate.
Yeah. But, so how are you doing right now?
I'm just waiting for you.
I tell you, it's like I have to read this. Unlike you, I've never played this game before.
As I say, I was just now relishing in just the voice acting, just how much. Maybe it feels better. I'm gonna just believe it is better, just better.
Yeah.
God, that fucking. But by the way, Tancred's voice actor sounds so familiar to me.
Definitely.
As I compare to everybody else, he's the most like familiar to me. Would have been Genos? Yeah. Oh, I'll look it up later when we have to wait for the duties and stuff.
Right.
So, Seed of Changes, I believe, is finished fairly quickly, so we could finish that one before we head over to Camp Drybone. Man, I didn't know though. It's like I watched that one video about like how overpowered you can get in Final Fantasy II, right?
Mm-hmm.
In like the first 5 minutes. And it's like, I didn't know Toad was such a fucking powerful spell.
It really is. It really is.
And it's like it's not only for like the use of Toad itself, right? Like for just casting it. No, it's also very overpowered for other uses. It's retarded.
The Cloud fights Sephiroth at the end of the game.
Damn, that's fucking early.
And then like Sephiroth shows Cloud the universe. It's like, Cloud, if you work with me, we can change certain shit in this game. And then Edit like later sees like Cloud walking with Zack when they're going out of Midgar. And apparently, I guess the theory is that she can see the live streams, so she can see the events of Final Fantasy VII. But I have already heard this before. Like someone was talking about this before, how the whole plot of the remake is that it's basically Sephiroth from like another dimension, I guess, is going to this game to change the outcomes of like Final Fantasy VII, and you have to
Original.
stop. Yeah, very weird.
It's not a remake; it's a reimagining. No, it's a sequel. It's a sequel. It is, basically, because apparently the Final Fantasy was again Crisis Core, both 7 and Crisis Core are then canon, and yeah, it's look at that. There's a question from us.
Yeah.
This is if I planned this.
It's easy when you have played the game before, right?
Some of them. Because I completely forgot that this fucking set because it was salt in front of me. Give me a moment, somebody's screaming my name.
Right, it's fine. Hey. You set those steps up. I don't really care. It's very much like you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. I've never really seen someone go, it's just okay, or it's just fine. Or it's like, oh, it's great, or it's fucking shit.
Huh. Interesting way of how the opinion is in general.
They also have the same hunting quest.
Yes. Kill the desert priestess.
Yeah.
Me bitches. Critical hits, baby.
Oh, I think I did it. Ah, here that is the move. Right hands. Didn't pay attention. There you go.
Oh, I went to, finish the quests.
Right, Suzutio, what the fuck? What your name is? Now, I guess since Alice is still the tank, I'm just gonna stay like Lancer for a bit.
It's time for more side quest galore.
I already completed this quest here.
Alright, we also get the, what is it, the clear prisms. Basically, it's the dispel, the glamour, that you put on certain gear.
Unsolved mysteries, a dying wish, all dogs go to hell. Oh, that's so cool. Wait, who are you talking to here? To her? What quest?
No, you don't have the quest for Caitlyn?
No.
That's weird.
Which one is that?
Oh, maybe you already taken it.
Maybe.
All dogs go to hell.
Yeah, I already have it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Let me see, is there any more? Oh no, there's one in the up north, but I'll see that later. Or if you want to, we can go north if you haven't taken it already.
I haven't gone north yet. Which one? Hold on, which
Where
one?
are you? That's the first question now. Where the fuck?
I haven't taken Bussing at Church yet. Should we take that one or?
No, why not? Let's see. Which way was that? Let's take this slide up. Alright. It's the birthday of the king, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm so fucking happy I don't have to work fucking today. I can only imagine how horrible the deliveries are going to be. Or the people on the streets, because people don't fucking care at times.
There's something here. A dying wish, but I don't see anything. Sister Zozoru. Where's Sister Zozoru? Huh? I don't see Sister Zozoru. Alice, do you see Sister Zozoru?
I don't, but wait a second, over there? Where are you? Interesting. Well, let's go into the church. Did you know that one of the pets you can have is a mini Arab?
The what?
A mini Arab? Arab?
Yeah, exactly, except the faith quest, or was that
No, just normal quest really.
oh,
So.
Is this the faith quest?
No, there's no fate quest here.
Are you sure?
How so?
I don't know, I saw something. Okay.
Probably up north, probably something weird again up north. Yeah. Next building is fun.
Yeah, it is. I prefer spears and swords though.
Me too. That's some of these sword classes take too fucking long to get to.
They really do. They really do.
Level fucking 50.
Some of them, most of them are also tanks, and I prefer DPS. So I'm going for samurai.
No, at least when you reach level 50, you don't have to worry about like going to a whole other store just to get the other class.
Yeah.
Samurai's right fucking there to get when you reach level 50.
What are we doing up here?
I was looking for something, maybe it was there. Your eyes? My eyes are up here, you dick.
There's your dick's down there!
Right, I got the 2 church quests finished, so I'll go and finish them.
Actually, I am trying to look for the last one.
Interesting.
Ah, it's here. Alright. Ramadan has started now, right?
Yes.
So how do we like, because you have to wake up pretty early to eat, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So what do you do? Like wake up for a bit and then go back to sleep or something?
Basically, it's like I'm not gonna stay up any longer. Yes, I'll wake up, I'll go grab a bite. I can't eat too much when it's early. So eat a few things and I go back to sleep. Probably brush my teeth as well, because you know that's always a good thing to do.
Right.
I didn't expect the quest, so I didn't get any.
I'm gonna look at you fight then, I guess. Hey! What's up, Manippa?
But first is I think the worst part of it all. Because you wake up in a dry mouth is one of those things. It's just a pain.
Right.
And it's also one of the reasons why some people in those, hot nations at Ramadan die from heat stroke.
Yeah.
Happens. I believe it's actually allowed to drink if it really gets bad. But some people
honestly,
just
I'm
take
starting
it.
to think your god's just fucking with you and you don't even realize it's a joke.
No.
Can you just
sometimes
imagine
I'm
you
almost-
dying, going to God, and then going, I was joking about that, don't actually do that, you stupid fuck.
Maybe you should have brought like a fucking follow-up book, But instead
They
you got
did.
the DLC which is called
The
which is called
DLC.
Hadith.
The Hadith is the DLC. Actually,
Yeah,
I think
maybe-
I think that thing is even worse if I remember correctly.
Yes, the Hadith is worth from what I also heard. It's the book where the fucking burqas appear in, basically.
Because when it was when the first book was written, it's mostly like to make people convince people to join, and once they join, they can't leave because the DLC says so. I guess now that I think about it, it's like life itself. You play a video game because it looks fun, then the video game comes with like 50 DLC. You have to buy it because you're addicted.
Yeah.
That's deep, man. Too deep. Deep and powerful. Deep and powerful. So deep. Much deep. Very wow. Very philosophical.
It's like, well, legit, I'm like working with one of my fucking friends who came from Syria, right? And he also is like he is probably like, if you were to ask me, a better follower, I believe, I think. And even he says fuck the hoodie or fuck the burqa. Better yet.
Yeah.
It's like it's retarded and all that. He thinks as well. It's like it's one of those things that just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think it's retarded. It's like, and you know, some people that made the point with the burqa is like, you know, covering your face. I agree. I agree. It's like, why cover your face? It doesn't make any sense.
Have you accepted the Circle of Life, Ennis?
The Circle of Life?
The quest? It's to the
Where's
right.
that one?
It's to the...
No. Don't see it.
You haven't accepted it? No.
It's not, it doesn't even pop up on my... Maybe because you're level 20 and shit.
It's not. It's a level 17 quest though.
That's weird. Honoring the death, dying wish, all dogs go to hell.
Oh, you haven't done Dying Wish yet, that's it. It's after, like, Dying Wish.
That's probably it. It's a follow-up on Dying Wish.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I'll get to it.
White corpses. Nice. Yeah, that's what fucking Tsukishiro would say. If he's a vampire, it's like, yes, new followers. Fresh meat.
Fresh meat, fresh meat, fresh meat. Like DNC.
Like the Marines in One Piece.
Alright. Oh yeah. You know, we can't. You know, we can't have, you know, the immigrants learn the language here. That would be racist.
That would be racist.
Fucking hate that shit. That is probably the most fucking retarded and racist thing you could ever fucking say.
It's like, they can't learn the language and they're stupid.
It's like the fucking theory that, you know, that the Romanian made. It's like, no, they're just doing this to make sure they have their slave laborers for the companies.
Soft one, it feels like. Probably on the ground. Ow. I mean, no, that didn't hurt. What the fuck are you talking about? Ungus!
Oh look, it's that dickhead.
Oh, you. Well, God be damned, you're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Ul'Dah. What in the 7 hells do you want with me now? Dear friend, ugh. Missing people, please help. If anything, they're even more timid than before. With all the disappearances, you can go talk to them yourself. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Well, that wasn't very helpful at all. You say, but this.
Hey, stop being that white savior thing, dick.
Yeah. I don't even know what race Tsukishiro is, but besides dwarf.
Oh no, you're white, so you're also obviously white.
I'm a vampire.
You're white.
Do black vampires exist? What's the whole point of vampires having like fucking pale as shit skin? Like, do like black vampires just like...
Because if you become like a vampire in the black guy's case, you become lighter skinned, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
It's like your tent. I can't think of anything else. It's like your skin is like that. So. Unless all the melanin is sucked out of your fucking body when you become a vampire.
Maybe they become more bluish. Like, it's also possible that they become more bluish with their skin.
Oh, I really am interested. It's like. It's like there probably are people that go into the biology of a vampire lore, right?
I think about it.
You might know better than we do.
It's very important. I don't. What do you mean it's not important?
No, I know. I think it's very interesting, right? The lore, you know, the lore is always interesting. anybody who shits on like those lore topics, like the skin of a black vampire.
Yeah.
Fuck off! It's interesting. Like think about it.
Yeah, it's a biological question. It's like the scientific question.
Like, what's wrong with like wondering how these things work if you think about the lore?
Right, that's.
How does that look with a black person? Does it become more pale? Like
I've never seen a black person die, so just FYI, I wouldn't know.
I only know about like I never seen white people's corpses, right? I only know about these things because of stories.
Yeah, I only see it in like movies and shit. Really. And like video games and anime and shit. So that's the only thing I know.
Man, you know what? Maybe we need more diversity.
Yeah, we need more diversity. I need to know.
Our lovely friend Ricky Gervais also said that. Remember that? It's like, it's like all of this. I wanted to make a memorial about like all of the actors and stars that died, but it wasn't diverse enough. So I'll come back to that later. Oh, I love that.
I remember this one woman who made like a fucking like wrote down every woman's name who didn't get an award to some shit, some like award show.
On their fucking clothes, saying yeah, they say this and that. It's like the summary of a movie.
They brag about it more so because look at how progressive we are. It's like I don't give a fuck how progressive you are.
Exactly. It's like if I see a fucking game, right, with a whole all-female cast come out of the West, but I didn't hear any marketing, right? Yeah. Any fucking marketing about it.
It's like I watch anime, and there's pretty often there's like a fucking all-female group of characters that are the main characters of certain shows and shit, and they do sometimes make things a bit more interesting. Like I was watching that one anime where this girl wanted to be average and shit, but like she became overpowered because her god apparently couldn't calculate the average properly, and now she became like half as strong as the ancient dragon, the strongest thing in existence. Like compared to like where it's a male character that's the main character of the story and shit.
Or they're just normal people that are just forced to go through this, but they just don't realize that the people they cater to is just do screaming shit just so they can convert everything to their liking.
It's like we also had cool female characters that people care about, like I found like Asuka right now, right? From Star Wars, and it's like, well, then make a story, make a TV show about her, and it's like, well, they might fuck that up too, it's whatever. They
probably do. It's like back in the past, though. It's like she was hated. As far as I've read about it, it's like she was hated when she was introduced, but
I think
people learned to love her because they worked on her to make her lovable, to make her work, not to be preaching.
Yeah, she got character development. Is basically at first she was more like the how should I put it? The like kind of hot-headed newling who wants to like get acceptance from her master, but the master is really not interested.
For character development. That's actually is it there. It's the character development that's always missed out on all of these female-centric stories. They ruin some things. It's like you cannot have like freedom in any of these stories and stuff. It needs to be all the characters need to be perfect, and they don't. And the people that preach these stuff, like characters being perfect, just don't understand that isn't good storytelling.
Still, the Lightkeeper Marcus, I'd swear on the 12 I've seen the face elsewhere before. Really now.
Man, this guy's flexing his HP bar. Fuck you.
I can't see it because I'm still in a cutscene.
There's this fucking white mage level 70 and all that, and he's just curing like 13k a fucking pop.
Oh yeah, they do that sometimes. Jeez. She's an orc and it cannot. She is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but not okay. I grow wary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that is fond of play. Seek out the boy Tsukishira and see if you cannot request.
I see. No, it's always you.
And they don't
do
want to
you know
target
the
the male audience, but they do have like action shows which are usually more targeted towards male audiences. It's like why, you know, changing
they
the
take
main
IPs
character to female doesn't change the genre, you know?
Yeah, and I also try to make the take IPs that are also male centric in a sense.
Yeah, basically, or like at least something that is mostly watched by males. Of
And they
course, there
also
are female fans too. I agree, but those, you know, they already liked it for what it is. I think most of the time.
yes, I can always pull up the charts
Yeah.
and see. We were talking about the majority, and then sometimes they also expect that after they change it so hard that the fans don't like it, male or female, they think they'll still watch it, give them money and all that shit.
Because there are plenty of like female fans as well that don't really like this kind of shit either. You know, it's like.
No. If you ever find some women like those, instant marry. Right?
Apparently, yeah. No, remember this one fucking guy that has a fucking, I don't know, like, oh yeah, The Last Jedi is the best movie ever, like on his first date with someone, I think. It's like, oh yes, The Last Jedi is the best movie ever. Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior, Anita Sarkeesian? Constantly to his date, and it's like, what the
Where was
fuck?
that? What was that? I could have sworn I saw that one too. Oh.
You have talked about it one before.
Oh, that is like the ultimate form of like cringing, right?
It's like, jeez. You even talk about like other women in front of your fucking date. What the fuck are you doing?
That is like your first, that is your first fucking mistake, right? Talking about other fucking women in a date.
I know,
if you like her so much, date her for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I have to.
It's like imagine it's like I go out on a date with like this fucking girl and she keeps on talking about what's that one of the footballers? I guess Ronaldo comes up to mind. She just keeps talking about Ronaldo and shit.
It's like what?
Girl, it's like I'm not a football fan, and even a football fan would hate you for keep talking about his abs or shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, great that you like him so much. You know, maybe marry him instead. It's
honestly, I'll give you the plane ticket. And it's the only fucking money I'll give you. That's it. Just go to him.
Give you the plane ticket. Fuck.
I'm gonna be the fucking third wheel for this one. I'll give the plane ticket and you have to work on from here on out. Just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Get the fuck out of this.
That's the reason why he has such a fucking humongous army of like guardians.
Oh yeah, he has to protect his wife from the yandere scènes.
Alright. And at the end you find out that Ronaldo's wife was a pillow.
Well, that makes me think of like fucking Russia, the VTubers. Like when you talk about other VTubers in their streams, because why are you talking about other girls in my stream? Huh? I don't mind you watching other girls, but you're like watching my stream, aren't you? She also like constantly gets like messages of cutting boards. It's like, goddamn, I'm not flat. Yes, you are. And I remember this one fucking clip where she goes onto a Minecraft server where it's like there's like this 3D statue made of her, and there's this button that can like make her chest size grow on the statue, and she goes like, like all happy as shit.
But then I remember all of the curtains on fucking Twitter and Tumblr, and I said maybe I'm not so bad.
Well, that comes to like, I'm just joking most of the time because I know that the flat fans exist.
Yeah, I'm the movie equality exists, so for me everything works in a mech.
It's basically the story of Tokyo the Light Volume 10.
So, because for me it's like I said, I'm a qualitist. I think it's, planks are cute, right? No, was it at the church? No, it wasn't at the church. Never mind.
No, it wasn't. We're first gonna do Honoring the Dead, and then, Sword Art Online is delayed.
Which?
There's
a new one already?
Yeah, the new season was supposed to come out. Actually, it was going to come out like, I think tomorrow or the day after.
I'm honestly impressed with how many new seasons that fucking show is getting.
But to be fair, that like, They're basically just this giant arc that they split into multiple seasons.
Is it like the same art that this, but there's different people now?
No, same people. The animation style is different.
Let's see.
A bit different. There's more it's more movement over art this time around, I want to say.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Like visually, it's just, you know, I don't know. It feels a bit slow. So it feels a bit slow sometimes.
Hmm.
Also, main villains, man. Like, they can never write a normal main villain. Or a main villain that is, like, somewhat sympathetic. It's always like the... Oh, man, I could totally rape or murder a woman right about now. Ah.
You know, but how was the administrator woman enemy?
I guess she was a bit more interesting, but she still has the same fucking facial expressions as all the other fucking villains. And she's a bit more... I guess she's a bit more interesting, but I feel like...
Is it interesting because of her two pearls?
No, it's more interesting because she's like, oh, actually I'm doing this to defend this nation of the oncoming event. I guess.
Ah, I see.
It's the only time where a villain actually feels like they're doing something more so than just being evil. But
I guess the last villain was...
It just doesn't feel that pronounced in a sense, you know?
Yeah, I think the first villain as well from like the first season was something, I guess, right? In that sense.
He existed. He just wanted to make something interesting, I guess. That's about it, though.
Yeah, he wanted to have some fun.
Yeah.
Maybe a
But again, I guess it's the case of like they're all evil for like the weirdest or dumbest reasons. And it's fine once in a while, but when you do it every single time, that's when it gets tiring.
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking first season's villain was all about let's me make something interesting and blood thrilling.
Yeah.
Then you get the second villain in season 1.5, I call it.
I want to rape. It's like, okay.
No, that's it today. It's like he has nothing else going for it.
Then you have the other villain. Well, you know, we like Sword Art Online and killing people, so we're just gonna do it again. Also, this guy's a rapist again.
Again. But I guess he wants to penetrate Scions' butt.
Yes, and he almost did it.
Ah, like us and us. But us and us was cyber.
Yeah, this was real.
I'll have to look at somebody screaming again.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna get some fucking chocolate in the meantime, because I one.
Yeah.
Then you kind of wonder what the point is.
And I wonder why it's a harm at this point. It's like, bitch, I'm taking just leave this romantic attention away.
For what I've heard, anyway. I don't dislike harem animes. It's just, you know, do it right.
Yeah, execution. It's always about medicine stories. Yeah. It's like there's nothing wrong with it being something that's already been done doing it again. It's the execution that always matters, but you know. Yeah. They don't talk about that. No, they talk about, oh, look at this overused fucking genre.
Ah! This is done again! Oh! Therefore bad. Very bad.
I hate that. It's why I actually hate how some people throw the word generic around.
Because, you know, Fury is also not very, like, doesn't really do that much different. It just does everything really fucking well.
Yeah, the execution is what matters, and it's good. I love it. I laughed my ass off.
I laughed.
It's like
I was like excited when a cool fight happens, you know, and.
I actually was impressed when there was an actual challenge going on.
Yeah, I know, right? Because that's something that some isekais do and some don't. It's like they might die if they don't watch out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the case of Fury, the freedom is, oh, I get a party wife.
Yeah.
But still, you know, the characters are motivated to win. That's which also adds to the tension, right?